Welcome. Again, like the last lesson, I recommend you slow down, read each statement, read the reason why, and look at the figure in the given statement to understand. So as you move further on, when there's less reasons given and you have to come up with them yourself, you'll understand how they came up with them. For instance, right off the bat, we know TU is congruent to UV. TU right here is congruent to UV because of the little tick marks. It's given. It's a given. Same thing with SV being congruent to ST. It's given. Now, this is that one property that I was talking about, or I hopefully mentioned, the reflexive property of congruency. This line that the triangles share is congruent to itself, right? That's what it says. SU is congruent to itself. Well, that's the reflexive property of congruency. And now by side, 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 because this side is equal to itself, that's what we could click here, is we say by side, 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 the two triangles are congruent. By the way, this Cpctc, that stands for corresponding parts. Let me pause so you don't have to. All right, now that I've written it down, that if I was to click on that, when you see that Cpctc, that's just how they abbreviate corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Okay, I believe there's two R's there, by the way. So corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. So eventually they're going to have you say, oh, why do I know one side's congruent to another? Well, the two triangles are congruent. Then all their corresponding parts must also be congruent. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent, which isn't this one. This one's just side, side, side. But again, just read carefully through each of these. Alternate interior angle theorem. Ooh, alternate interior angle theorem. I haven't talked about that either. No, we did. That was parallel lines. I think we did talk about that one. But again, read through each of these carefully, and I'll help you as you get higher up. And again, talk to me if you have some major concerns, but eventually you're going to have to do all of them, right? QRT is equilateral. Well, QRT is equilateral because it's given. It says it in the statement. Make sure you read the right here. It says that's a given. So I come here and I say, oh, that's a given. So I look through all these and I'm looking again for the one that says given. Right there, given, right? Then it says QU is congruent to RS. QU is congruent to RS. The little tick marks, that's a given again. I love things that are given, right? Angle SRT, so SRT, that's this with this arc, it shows this arc measure, is congruent to TQR, TQU, I mean not R, TQU. Again, there's an arc measure. That's another given. Then QT is congruent to RT. QT is congruent to RT. Well, that's a property of equilateral triangles. It said that its center triangle is equilateral, so that QT, that's this angle or side here, is congruent to RT. Well, that's not the additive property of length, not all right angles, not alternate interior, not correspond. Definition, no. Definition, no. Definition of equilateral triangles. Definition of equilateral triangle. And then the last thing is, now, by the way, I'm going to walk up here and mark that. We marked that this side here was congruent to this side here. Now I know these two outside triangles, RST, that's this outside triangle here, is congruent to QUT, that's this by side, angle, side, side, angle, side. So I come over here and I choose side, angle, side as my congruency postulate, and I submit. Again, as you work through these, make sure you read the statement. Read the statement here. That's going to give you a lot of givens. So a lot of those first things will be given. And then we're going to have the reflexive property in here sometime, because I'll bet anything it's going to say SP or PS is congruent to PS. So without even doing it, I knew this was the reflexive property, because reflexive property of congruency, because it has a congruent symbol, because it's something's equal to itself. Okay, PS by 6 QPR, PS by, that's a given. Right? PQ is congruent to PR. PQ is congruent to PR right here. That's a given. Now what they've done is they haven't marked it for you. So now it might be good to come in here and remember to mark that. PQ, that's this side here, is congruent to PR. And again, that was a given. Okay, now we just got to complete the proof. Well, we have that. Oh, PS bisects PQR, PS bisects QPR. If it bisects it, then this angle here is congruent to that angle here. That's the next one. That's definition of angle bisector. Definition of angle bisector, right? And now I have side, angle, side again. So I come down here and find side, angle, side, and I submit. Again, bring your questions to class and I will help you.